following stream contains explicit content, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why does Speedo talk make me so uncomfortable?
On to your butts.
He's a man-thong enthusiast.
You will not ever in your lives see a man more charismatic, more flamboyant, or more talented.
Wowabunga!
A below average D, a D head, and above all, a D bag.
Dude is nasty. He's shaking his thong at me right now. It's really gross.
Who the F is JC? The world famous man-thong enthusiast.
Welcome.
That's right. It is the final Friday of April. That means it is time for another episode of Who the F is JC TV. Hopefully, the mic was picking some of that up. Because I just realized it wasn't in front of my face. This all kind of came together last minute. I was having some issues with my computer, so I didn't think I'd actually be able to stream tonight. So I'm very happy to be able to be here. Some of the stuff that I have set up, it's not going to be as perfect. It's not going to be as spit shine, as glossy as what I was hoping I'd be able to make it. But I got enough stuff in to where I could put together a little program for you guys. So first of all, thanks so much for checking it out. Thanks for watching. Thank you for making episode 1 of Who the F is JC TV one of my most popular, most watched videos on my YouTube channel. And if you if you have not seen that, make sure you check that out over at youtube.com/whothefisjc. Just look for Who the F is JC TV. Episode 1 is right there. It delves a lot into past employment and things like that. So that's probably why it's so popular and has been watched so much. But essentially what we're going to do tonight, from now until the stream is over, I'm going to get you caught up on what's going on in my life in like the last month and a half, 2 months or so. We're going to talk about a very, very strange, not strange, I guess a dark documentary on Nickelodeon that a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people are affected by it. To me, there's some stuff that we'll talk about once we get into it, but there's a documentary called Quiet on the Set, and it's essentially shedding light on some crazy bad shit that went down during Nickelodeon. And I would say like in the 2010s, maybe after 2000s. It was after I watched. But then we're gonna do some appreciation for artificial intelligence, and then peace out. Famous last words. End of the episode is done. So to get you guys kind of caught up, let's get this open here for you. Hopefully this isn't gonna give away any of the surprises, but still, stay-at-home dad life is treating me well for the most part. I can't really complain. There's some things that I do have some issues with that have been working out in my favor. So my wife and I, we've been doing a lot of grocery list ordering. Like, we don't go in and do a lot of the shopping. We have other shoppers do it. So we fill out the list, and then, my wife goes and picks it up after work and, brings the groceries home. It's a way to save time. It's a way to focus more time on the baby, on Holden and stuff. So, but I've discovered you have to read very carefully when you make those orders, or else you can end up like this with 2 fun-sized bags of Doritos. I thought I was getting 2 regular-sized bags of Doritos, and then my wife brought the groceries home and asked me why I bought 2 little 50-cent bags of Doritos, which I didn't know. I just wanted some Doritos, and I thought that's what it was. So, so I'm getting used to some things. I'm also realizing I need a heck of a lot more sleep. Because if you look closely, right there, this is my wife busted me. I'm supposed to be watching the kid. There he is over here. He's doing his own thing. Yeah, there's Holden. And then what's Dada doing? I'm sleeping in his rocket fort. So I'm glad my wife caught me sleeping on the job, not doing what I was supposed to be doing. So getting used to the stay-at-home dad stuff, it's still getting used to, I guess. All in all the good ways. Like, we went to the park this week and stuff, so we've had a lot of fun, but it's very trying in terms of content creation and living life and all that kind of stuff. So, but what else happened? So there was an eclipse. Did you guys check out the eclipse? Did anybody see the eclipse in like totality or whatever, however they say it, totality? If anybody did that, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the chat. What it was like to see the eclipse in totality. Like so Holden and I, we were all ready for the eclipse. Bam! There we go. I got my eclipse glasses. No way was I gonna go blind staring at the sun. And of course, in epic fashion, Holden is rocking his pair of eclipse glasses as well. So I think the one thing about the eclipse, well, there's a couple things about the eclipse. Now, I don't think it unlocked any kind of weird things or put us in some weird multiverse path or anything like that. I don't think anything like that was going down. But what I do think is weird was all morning. It was a beautiful day. The day of the eclipse was beautiful. Birds were chirping, making noise. All that shit was going on until like the eclipse started, and then slowly the birds chirped less and less and less until I think what we were at was like 97% totality or whatever. I don't know, but it was almost completely quiet. There'd be a few random chirps here or there. So to me, it was weird that the birds like responded. And it was kind of an eerie, like post-apocalyptic kind of feel. At least I got that during the eclipse. But also, I did not post any kind of a man thong picture. I was going to post me checking out the eclipse in a man thong, but Holden here woke up a little bit too early, so I had to tend to him. So I posted a little picture looking out the front window. But it was cool to see, very cool to see. The one thing I do find strange also about it is for like 2 weeks leading up to the eclipse, right? Like 2 weeks leading up to the eclipse, they're talking about how dangerous it is to look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. You got to make sure to use special certified glasses. You need special sunglasses. You got to wear like a welder's helmet. All this stuff that they say they recommend that you do in order to look at the sun during the eclipse. Just go buy $1 piece of cardboard from Menards. These $1 pieces of cardboard are certified, welding safe, meets all these requirements. A $1 piece of cardboard does that. Okay? I'm going to be honest. I had a bit of a headache the night of the eclipse. And I think it's because I was looking through those $1 pieces of cardboard to stare at the sun. Because, I mean, looking at that, it almost felt like it was burning into my pupils. I got a little scared. So my eyesight is here. It's working normally. And I wasn't one of the people that made the eyes hurt, headache, Google Trends go up on the day of the eclipse. I didn't look it up because I assumed it was from staring at the eclipse through my $1 glasses I got from Menards. So, yeah. Think about that. Don't look at the sun. I'm not saying go look at the sun, and I'm not saying this any kind of weird conspiracy. So don't get into any of that. I just think it's crazy that there's all these news stories, all these articles posted online about the dangers of looking at the sun. But hey, you can avoid all that by buying these $1 glasses that are essentially 3D glasses, but they just have a different filament in there. So, but yeah, like, what the hell, man? It was weird. So, but yeah, so the eclipse was interesting. That was fun. It's not going to happen again till like 2040 or something? I don't know, a long time ago or a long ways away. Is it 40 years from now? 2064? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. It was interesting to see. It was fun to be a part of, but I don't know if I can trust those $1 glasses anymore. That's a little bit of a thing. Oh, some of you guys are using some free ones. Wow, you really took a gamble there on the free ones. I don't know about all the free ones, but anyways, what else do we have going on? Well, in addition to the eclipse, I was also the special social media correspondent for Astronomicon. Now, Astronomicon, it's like the seventh version of it. So I think it's been around for like 8 years, or has it been around 7 years, 8 cons? It's confusing because we had COVID, and then they had like the 6.5, which was a very heavily Kevin Smith oriented, but it was a hell of a fun weekend. I was down there all 3 nights. I also hit SmackDown on Friday night, so Friday night was, that's the most work I've been going to do, or the most stuff I've had to do in one weekend since before my son was born, and he's 19 months old now. So Astronomicon was a blast. It was cool. I got a couple clips here, some fun moments. As the social media correspondent, they'd have me going around and stopping to talk to some of the attendees, some of the guests, some of the celebrities to get some quick little clips, to post online. And one of my favorite ones, this is Astronaut Annie. I guess technically, we were calling her Astronaut Annie, but I think she's dressed as the character Astronaut Andy, who is like the Astronomicon mascot. But so check this chick out. Very cool. It's very fun hanging out with her. And hopefully this will play.
Hey, what's up? Who the F is JC back at Astronomicon 7? I have a friend. What's your name?
I'm Astronaut Andy, of course.
Astronaut Andy, what's going on? Are you excited for
so
Astronomicon
hyped.
7?
Well, I just landed
doors
and I
just
am having a freaking blast already. I just stepped in here and everybody's like, I want a picture.
Yeah, awesome. High five.
This brings
Who
excitement.
are you excited to see this year?
Everybody.
Everybody?
Everybody. I saw Twisted just now and it was a blast.
Awesome.
Oh my God. He signed my favorite
excited.
albums and stuff
She
like
was
that.
Perfect.
So,
What is one thing, let the people know, one thing you need to check out when you come to Astronomicon?
you just got to experience everything. Take your time slow and do it accordingly.
There you go. There's
Get
your free
everything
tip.
done.
Get it done.
There's also a free sex tip there, okay? Take your time and do it accordingly, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Take your time and get it done accordingly. So do it accordingly. So not only is that some advice on how to attend and enjoy Astronomicon 8 coming next year, also take some of that into the bedroom with you. Now, in addition to people coming to the con, I was also able to talk to one of the celebrities. Now, this is a voice actor. You will recognize the voice the second you hear it. I guarantee it. It was really cool just to chat with this guy for a couple of seconds. We didn't talk a whole lot. I don't know why I can't get it to open up on my screen here. Here we go.
All right, we are here with a legendary voice actor. You might recognize his voice. Who are we sitting next to?
Roger Bumpus. I answer to Squidward, though. I'm high maintenance. I made the interviewer squat down.
It's okay. For a legendary voice actor like that, I will squat down anytime. You want to come out and meet the voice of Squidward? He's here at Astronomicon 7 in Livonia. Come by, say hi, and live some of your SpongeBob SquarePants dreams.
But hurry, time is limited. So am I.
Pro. It was a pro, like going in and out of character just like that. It was really cool. Tons of cool cosplays. You can see Five Nights at Freddy's, Jason Voorhees. My wife and I were also able to meet and get some pictures with Matt Hardy. Matt and Jeff Hardy, watching those guys wrestle since, the Attitude days. It was, I don't know what. It was a junior, senior high school when those guys started wrestling, him and his brother. Then the original bro, Matt Riddle, also there. So, and there's more guests than just like wrestling and stuff like that. Like they're horror movie icons. Like they had Kane Hodder, who's played Jason Voorhees in some of the Friday the 13th. There's also like Spencer from Ice Nine Kills was there. Michael Rooker was there. It's Mary Poppins, y'all. I used that joke probably 1,000 times that whole weekend. They're probably sick of me saying it's Mary Poppins, y'all. It's Mary Poppins, y'all. Mary Poppins, y'all. So there's a lot of cool guests. It's one of the coolest cons to go to and attend. I highly recommend you check it out if you've never been to, never seen, or participated in the Astronomicon. It's always a fun weekend. And I think they might have had like a semi-permanent home now at the Burton Manor in Livonia. So it's very, very, very cool. So Otis from House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, that's Bill Moseley, right? Isn't that who Bill Moseley plays? I did not get any chair signatures this year, even though Saturday they had Elias. He was there, and I didn't realize he was there Saturday only. I was going to try to do some stuff with him on Sunday, but that was my bad for not reading the fine print and figuring that out. But yeah, Astronomicon, man, what a blast. It's so weird because I'm part of the press and I'm doing the social media stuff. I get to sit like back in the green room where they have like refreshments and they serve food for the attendees and the workers and all that kind of stuff. So it's so weird to be in the back room and you see the dude that plays Kane from WWE, just having a little chit chat with the angry grandma and her grandson. Then you got Matt Hardy, which I would never want to talk to on the phone with Matt Hardy while he's eating, because he's literally on the phone talking, shoving food in his mouth. I don't know if it's like a wrestling thing or what, but he's like literally, oh yeah, okay, and really, yeah, like it was bizarre, but And also, you would see like Sergeant Slaughter sitting at the same table as I'm trying to think who was a more of a Sergeant Slaughter sitting next to like Jamie Kennedy. They're eating chicken and drinking coffee. Like it's just it's cool to be a part of that and see some of that behind the scenes action go down. So that's pretty much what's been going on in my life in terms of just life stuff for like the last couple months. But now we're gonna get into something a little more specific. And this is one of the parts where I wish I had the time to put together some imaging or some sort of like cool stuff. This is a segment I'm calling What WTF, What the Fatherhood. And this is going to be all about some of the interactions I have with my son on a daily basis now that I'm predominantly stay-at-home dad. I got my sugar mama taking care of me. Sugar mama, making the money to pay the bills. So, what have we been doing this last little bit? Well, we've been doing normal dad-son stuff like playing in tunnels. We've got this tunnel now that he realizes the tunnel can open and close whenever we want. He'll go and grab the tunnel and bring the tunnel to you and want you to pop the tunnel open. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just one big, long tunnel. But we've been playing in tunnels. We've been inventing new games. Yeah, this is, I don't know. He's got blocks, and he was trying to stack the blocks on my head. I don't know. Blockhead? I'm not sure what he's calling this one. But, we've been playing games, finding ways to fill our time, doing stuff like that. I've been teaching him how to brush his hair. See? Yeah, brushing his hair. Trying to help him with that, And then he started talking about how do I know about brushing hair when he's got more hair than his dada does. So he's going to know better. So that's why I look pretty like not super stoked on that because of what my son just told me. So we've also been experimenting with new ways to eat food with non-traditional utensils. See, I don't know. He's got a red spatula. He needs a red spatula sometimes. And when the red spatula doesn't work, how about a wooden spoon? He'll use a wooden spoon. He'll use anything and everything you possibly could use to eat food. It's not designed for eating food, but whatever. Hey, it stops him from crying. It gets the bananas in his mouth. I'm a happy camper. I can't complain about that. Now, not one time, we'll say sometimes he gets a little too much gusto. He gets a little too excited, and he wants to really join the Clean Play Club. So that's him making a mess. That's essentially what he's doing, is making a mess. Lord knows what was on that plate, but it's also now all over his face, as well as his chest, and probably made his way all the way down to the floor. So, but along with all these new utensils that he's learning to eat with, he's also learning how to use a knife. And that is his reaction to me saying we were out of mini muffins. And he thought we still had mini muffins in the cabinet. He said, "Give me the fucking mini muffins, or I will cut you, Papa." Papa, he never calls me Papa. "I will cut you, Dada." "Give me the mini muffins, and nobody gets hurt. I know how to use this butter knife." Yes. So yeah, it gets real interesting around mealtime in my house, especially if we're running low on mini muffins, and if we don't have the funfetti ones, it's real bad news for Dada, that's for sure. So, Holden, he's 19 months old. I just turned 19 months a couple days ago, so we're almost to the 2-year mark. He's probably already in his terrible twos. If you ask me, I feel like sometimes, yes, he's definitely already in his terrible twos, but he's also learning to talk. So it's really wild to hear him talk. And it's even wilder when he starts talking about some of the crazy stuff he talks to me about, like the Illuminati and conspiracy theories. Like, you think I'm joking? Check this out. That's his metal hat. And he wears that metal hat so that the people can't listen to him and the Illuminati can't get to him. And it was really freaky. I got to find out what he's watching when grandparents are babysitting. What is he watching? Because he started talking to me about John Cena at the Oscars. And he's like, Dada, John Cena at the Oscars, that was an Illuminati initiation, an embarrassment initiation for John Cena to get in the Illuminati. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing, Holden. That's when he's like, well, let me put on my metal hat so that way nobody can hear what I'm thinking and talking about. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So here's my thing with John Cena at the Oscars. If you think that was part of an embarrassment ritual, I think you need to get your head checked. Because what is embarrassing about being ripped as shit and being almost freaking nude in front of all your peers in Hollywood? Yeah, look at that. Woo! Woo! Coochie coo! Coochie coochie coo, Mr. Cena. Yeah, so there's nothing embarrassing about that. To me, if you know John Cena and you know his type of humor, this is right in his wheelhouse. There's no freaking way that John Cena looking like this. Yeah. Dude, the guy is ripped. He looks like he's been molded out of stone or been chiseled out of stone by like Leonardo, not DiCaprio, Da Vinci, or Michelangelo. So, like, come on. There is no way this was part of like an embarrassment ritual to get him into the Illuminati. And here's my final piece of evidence for that, if you're ready for this. Okay, look at the size of this dick diaper they had to put him in, okay? There's nothing embarrassing about that. If I'm using my Dada expertise, and I change a lot of diapers on a daily basis, and sometimes I'll let those diapers go a little longer. I know my wife's watching. Sometimes I'll let those diapers go a little bit longer because I'm too tired and I don't feel like chasing the kid around the house. So if I were to use my estimation skills right here, this looks to be like a 2.5 to 3 pound diaper. So that's how big that man's Johnson is. There is nothing for John Cena to be embarrassed by. So there's no way his appearance at the Oscars could be an Illuminati ritual, okay? No way. And we got people in the chat claiming that's the same size that they wear. Congratulations, boys. If you're packing that much heat, congratulations. I hope you have a lady in your life to help you enjoy that hog. That's all I got to say. You need a lady in your life to help you enjoy a hog that huge. So I don't think it's padded. I think that's legit. That's all unseeable ballpark Frank. Yeah. So that's my take on John Cena and the stuff my son tells me about the Illuminati and other conspiracy theories. We won't even get into the alien stuff. We won't get into what's underneath Antarctica. I got to figure out what this kid's watching on Facebook. I swear to God, you click on one video, and next thing you know, he's telling me about how the giant ice wall is keeping us away from the elite. Whoa, he can get out there sometimes. So, also, Easter. We had Easter, so we hosted for Easter. We had family over for Easter. We ordered Chinese food, super casual. Just come have some Chinese food, come hang out, that sort of thing. And me being the gentleman that I am, I cleaned the bathroom downstairs. Yes, there I am. See, that's me. That's me with the mop. I'm getting ready to clean the bathroom downstairs. But what you don't know is that the mop in my hand that I'm using is actually a toy mop that my son uses. So I think my wife's a little upset with me about this one after this one because I used his mop. I couldn't find the regular mop to clean the floor, and as you can see, that floor was atrocious. We got to buy a new rug. Now don't worry, it's not poop or anything. It's like the rug in the bathroom is like falling apart. So and I just needed to kind of like sweep it up and mop it up. So now his mop's kind of dirty. So my wife's I think a little upset with me because the mop's dirty, and I'm like what's the big deal? It's a dirty mop. And then she reminded me, he puts that mop in his mouth. Oh, okay. So, okay. I see where you're going with that. It's, puts the mop in his mouth. What's a little bit of dirt's not going to kill him. And then the next thing you know, I decide to go smoke a fat doobie. So then my mind starts racing. Okay. What if he eats the dirt in the mop? Will it make his immune system stronger? Will he become like super strong, unget-illable kid? And then I'm like, wait, no, that's not how things work for me. He's going to end up addicted to dirt. He's going to be one of those kids on the TV shows. He's going to be a future kid on I Eat Weird Shit on TLC. He's going to end up being one of those kids, all because I used his mop to clean the bathroom. See, look, here's Holden right now. Normal Holden. Normal, everyday Holden, having fun. He's probably dancing to Yo Gabba Gabba. He's doing something like that. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but all of a sudden, oh, where did all this dirt come from? Oh, I'm so hungry. And then he will react like this. That's the face of an all-you-can-eat dirt buffet, if I've ever seen one. So now my kid, because I cleaned the bathroom for Easter, is going to end up on a TLC show called something along the lines of I Eat Weird Shit. So I had to go out and buy him a brand new mop and threw the other one away. So that way he's not eating dirt anymore. So no more dirty mops. So that's the that's the conclusion. This is what I think about at night. So you guys think you got problems. This is what goes through my mind at night. I think my kid's going to end up on a TLC reality show where he likes to eat things he's not supposed to eat. Some of this is also stemmed by the fact that now that we go outside and play, he likes to pick up rocks, and I got to watch him. Because he'll put those damn rocks right in his mouth. It's like, no, don't eat rocks. Don't eat rocks. He's also trying to eat dog biscuits, which that's another problem. He wants to give Chloe a dog biscuit. Would love to give Chloe a dog biscuit. Sometimes Chloe's not around. Sometimes Chloe doesn't want to even be around him because he's still learning kind of how, to pet a dog and be gentle with your pets, that kind of stuff. So she doesn't come near him. So he just holds on to it and decides it's a lollipop and we'll start putting it in his mouth. So that's what we're working on. So that's what's going through my mind is how to keep my kid off of a TLC reality TV show. That's what keeps me up late at night. And now the final portion of the WTF What the Fatherhood segment of Who the F is JC TV, episode 2. Get rid of that floor mop. In with having a son. Actually, I guess anybody that has a child, you probably deal with some of this stuff. But some of the stuff that you deal with in terms of entertainment for your children is wild. It can be super annoying, like Coco Melon, Miss Rachel. Some of it's like it's so happy and cheery, it drives you nuts. But some of it, you got to wonder, what the fuck were they thinking when they wrote the song? What the fuck was going on? I think I found somebody who may have been on acid when they wrote this animal color song. So they got a bunch of different animals. A cow, a mammoth, elephant, dinosaur, gorilla, buffalo. But not all the animals are accurate. So I don't know if anybody's seen this video before. But this was actually on while we were giving my son a bath. And so we used the TV to kind of distract him to where you can wrangle him, get his diaper off, get his diaper on, wipe his poopy ass, do all that shit. So, and keep in mind, we watch Yo Gabba Gabba. And I'm saying somebody's on acid with this video, but we watch Yo Gabba Gabba. Yo Gabba Gabba is 1,000% way more normal. And that's like a one-eyed, weird, dildo-looking creature. There's a character whose name's Fufa, but it sounds like Fupa every time they say it. All that shit. So this video right here, not only is it going to drive you nuts because the song is fucking horrible, but there's also stuff that they educate your children incorrectly on. So let me hit play. Let me give you a little taste of this first so you can see what exactly we're about to get ourselves into. And I apologize if this gets stuck in your head and you can't get rid of it.
This is Mammoth, massive, massive Mammoth, 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 Mammoth. Can you guess what color
What
is
does
a
Pokemon have to do
mammoth?
with anything?
It is red, 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 red.
Why is a mammoth red? None of it makes sense. So we went down a slide and landed in the giant Pokeball.
This is cow, great, great cow, 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 cow. Can you guess what color is a cow? It is blue, 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 blue.
I don't mind like the actual music. Like I think there's bands.
This is gorilla, large, large gorilla, 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 gorilla. Can you
Gorilla,
guess what color is a gorilla?
So you're like, okay, well, whatever, James, not a big deal. So they're going
It is
into
yellow,
maybe some
yellow,
Pokemon.
yellow, yellow.
And they don't say gorilla correctly. They say gorilla. Gorilla. So dinosaur.
Dinosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur. Can you
None of
guess
these
what
animals can
color
go
is
together.
a dinosaur?
Okay, here we go. So now here's where all the animals go into a giant jelly mold that changes their color. Now pay attention to what they call this animal, because I don't believe they got this animal correct.
Can you guess what color is a buffalo?
Buffalo. That's an ox.
It is orange. Orange, orange,
So
orange.
the ox walks through a rainbow-colored jelly mold and turns into an orange ox. Yeah. So there you go. That's some of the weirdest shit I've ever had to see. It's a bison. Bison, okay. American buffalo are bison. Okay, so are you saying that this is right? Dude, I've watched this thing. This is a 15 minutes, okay? My wife's like, I can't believe I didn't realize you're so invested in this. What do you think I'm doing all day? Besides making sure our son's butt is clean and he's fed, I'm watching kids crap, man. Why do you think I'm this days where I feel like I'm going nuts? So, well, fine. Maybe it is an American buffalo, but to me, that like a bison is like, it looks like a buffalo. To me, that's like an ox. That's like the thing that was pulling the fucking the wagon and the fucking Oregon Trail. You don't fucking have a buffalo do that shit, you know? Oh, that was a water buffalo? Okay. Go to the Detroit Zoo, I'll see. Maybe we'll see. But I still feel like they got that a bit inaccurate. So, but that's it. That's the end of the WTF, what the fatherhood segment of this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we are going to get into a bit of a discussion topic. If you guys aren't aware, Nickelodeon has gotten some pretty bad publicity lately. After a documentary called Quiet on the Set got put out. Let me make sure I can find the trailer here. So now, I'd like to talk to you guys about it, because I know this, I think, kind of hit the generation after me. Because when I grew up, I watched a shitload of Nickelodeon. 100% watched a shitload of Nickelodeon, okay? But the stuff that they're talking about in this documentary, I was never watching. It's all about, like, All That and... what is it? iCarly and some of those other shows that came out. I want to say like early 2000s up into like 2010. So, but if you'd like to chime in and you have something you'd like to add to this conversation, I want to invite you to join me on Discord. It's discord.me/whothefisjc to get yourself an invite there. And then if you want to pop on into the screening chat, we got Chris IRL, who's going to be in there, and he's going to kind of go over some stuff I need you to follow in terms of rules, and just make sure you're able to actually communicate, essentially, is what's going on with that. So yeah, it looks like we got Chris in there, Courtney's in there right now. So yeah, so please feel free, go to the screening channel, the voice channel, screening channel, pop in there, let Chris know a little bit about what you want to say and some of that stuff. If you're not able to pop in the chat, you don't want your voice on, that's cool too. You can leave comments. I'll go through some comments here in the chat. But while we're waiting to get all that situated and sorted, I am going to play a little bit of the trailer. So let me see. Stream remote enabled. Come on, I need to see my chat. There we go. Okay. So anyways, this is the trailer for Quiet on the Set. Let me see if I can get it to pop up here for you. Again, this is going in and shedding a light on some stuff that was going on. It's kind of, there's some sexual stuff and very abusey stuff. So keep in mind too, when you do come on to talk, not make too much light of it, because we're talking about potential kids getting diddled here by people in Hollywood, which I don't find funny. Like, I don't find anything about this funny. I find it interesting and crazy with some of the stuff that they got away with. So here's a quick little taste of the trailer. And like, so for some of you guys who probably watched like All That and some of like the later seasons of All That, I might have been in like season 1 or 2 of All That, and I hated it. But this guy right here is like a reoccurring character, Pickle Boy, which I'm going to play some clips on Pickle Boy. That I can't believe some of this stuff maybe went over my head, how this went over some of the network executives' heads. And then so that's pretty much leading into like Drake Bell. Like Drake Bell came out, and so Pickle Boy, from what I understand, I don't know if you're gonna watch it or not. Hopefully this isn't gonna be deemed a spoiler. I'm not trying to spoil anything. I'm just trying to show you guys the documentary. I thought it was very interesting. Like, I was a Nickelodeon kid, but I'm glad I wasn't a Nickelodeon kid when this stuff was going down. You know what I'm saying? Let me get over here to the chat. But anyways, so yeah, so like stuff like crazy stuff is going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of stuff that they aired. Probably shouldn't have aired. So like, here's the Pickle Boy stuff. Let me see if I can get the Pickle Boy stuff up, and then we'll start talking to some of you guys. Pickle Boy right here. Okay, yeah, we got Pickle Boy. I just gotta hide this one. There we go. So again, Pickle Boy is one of the pedophiles that they just showed in the trailer.
Pickle Boy
he's
was
a character.
this like character that returned again and again and again throughout the seasons of all that.
Pickle Boy likes to hurt and tease Pickles.
What? Okay, even as a teen, a young child, Pickles was like, it could be a dick, it could be a penis, you know, easy, very easy. So, hurt and tease Pickles, like, that is weird. Maybe there's some innocence behind it. You know, I'm for sure that it's not now, but I'm saying back then, for a network executive to see some of this and be like, oh, okay, they're just being silly, kind of goofy, okay? And I kind of get that too, like just coming up with random stuff. Like when we were making jokes, we'd try to find like the craziest, most random reference we could, you know, as making jokes, you know, with friends. But it gets even weirder. Wait.
Hello? Anyone?
Ray Romano.
I gotta get something to eat.
Fucking pickled glory hole? Are you shitting me?
A pickle.
Like,
just
if I was
went with it.
Ray Romano, I'd be like, isn't this kind of glory hole-ish?
Look, this is the mind of Dan Schneider. You gotta ask him.
There was this referencing to like, oh yeah, Dan just has a weird sense of humor.
That was like, pickles don't look like penises to you?
Bam! Finally, a parent is paying attention.
This is a children's television show. Wait, why is this in the show? What is the joke here exactly? There's this weird element of like, they all were able to like pull a fast one and get away with it. And that's like a part of the joke.
Brian Peck worked closely with Dan as this dialogue coach, and Brian is seen as this guy on set who's just helping.
Yeah, he's also, I believe, the one that was doing stuff to Drake Bell, Pickle Boy. And I think in the documentary they talk about him. He ended up, I think he got in trouble. He did some time, or he went to jail, or he got a slap on the wrist. Something happened to where he actually got back in and got another job working for Disney after all that went down. So there's some weird shit going on in Hollywood and stuff like that. But Pickle Boy, the dude shoved the pickle through the door like a glory hole. And so if you think that's bad, here's some of the worst stuff. I didn't realize stuff like this aired. And they actually showed this to Mark Summers, you know, from Double Dare, the host of Double Dare, and what's the other show that he had? I can't remember, but I know there's like another show he did that seemed like a lot of fun to be on. What Would You Do, or something like that, maybe? But anyways, so they show these clips here to Mark Summers, and actually Mark Summers had to leave. He like walked off the set from this documentary. He felt like they were tricking him into stuff. So this is Ariana Grande just doing what she's told to do in the script, and tell me what kind of a vibe you pick up on these.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
Like anybody's seen any kind of a clip of pornography.
Possible for a teenage girl to drink water upside down? I'm thirsty. ever said something, like a sentence, and thought to yourself, wow, like, I bet nobody else on
So
earth
that
has ever
seems
said those
phallic,
exact
like
words that I just
holding a
said.
big wiener.
That happens to me a lot. So now, just for fun, I'm gonna say 3 sentences that I bet not one person has ever said before in the history of mankind. Sentence number 1. Oh man, my uvula got stuck between that hamster's toes. See? That could never happen, because your uvula is that swingy thing in the back of your throat right here. Swingy thing in the back of your
And that's where it gets weird. Like, then she sticks her finger in her mouth like that. So, like, holy crap, man. Like, I can't believe stuff like that aired. And there's other examples where I was like, oh my God. There's some stuff where some of the kids were complaining they were wearing these weird outfits and whatever. Like, okay, maybe if you were uncomfortable, speak up. But the parents should have been paying more attention. And so Courtney, I'm going to bring Courtney in. Courtney, quadruple 4. Courtney, are you there?
Hi.
Hey, Courtney, how's it going?
Good. How?
Not too bad. So, have you seen this the documentary, the Nickelodeon documentary?
I have, and it is god awful. I wanted to tell you my experience because I've met Drake Bell.
Oh, really? Okay.
Being in the concert venue years and years ago. I worked at a place in Pontiac, and he did a concert there.
Like, was it with him and his band? Like they showed in the documentary?
Nope.
Okay.
He was single with the guitar solo.
Okay.
What's it called? Unplugged kind of a thing.
Yeah.
This was back in like 2011, I think. And just it was a great show. You know, a bunch of teeny boppers there. You know, as a bartender, I didn't really sell any drinks besides to the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, he stayed for a little bit, and his body language and attitude was very quiet, very shy, very like, I can't talk kind of a thing.
Like, so this obviously must have went down before like news broke, or is this like was he?
Yeah,
would
he was
still
still
been at the
touring
age?
and everything.
Okay.
And it was just really sad. Like, he seemed really sad. And it kind of broke my heart because I didn't watch his show, Drake and Josh, or the Amanda Show. I was too old by that time.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way he sounded, the way he looked, the way he acted, he was almost like he was scared to even like express himself, or just scared to talk to anybody. And when I watched the documentary, I started crying as soon as he showed up. Like, he was the one that was
the one that
in court for all that.
The whistleblower or whatever. I don't know why they make it seem like you're bad if you.
You're not bad if you're a whistleblower. You're just trying to tell people like, hey, shit, or sorry, you know, I don't know if I can swear or not,
Yeah,
but
no, swearing's fine as long as you're not getting.
All right, like, you know, shit's fucked up here. Someone help me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not even like, it's just, you know, the way it seemed in the documentary was like the parents were like, go on this show, make me money.
Yeah, that's exactly what it seemed like. And I know, like, so his father, so Drake Bell's father was like, hey, you got to watch out for Pickle Boy. There's something weird about Pickle Boy.
Yeah.
He had seen how Pickle Boy was around, like, Leonardo DiCaprio and some
Yeah.
other
Oh, yes.
younger actors. And the father was like, you got to, you know, keep an eye on him. And eventually something happened to where, like, Drake Bell and his father became estranged. They weren't getting along, and his father was no longer the manager. I think his mom picked up those duties, or they got a separate manager. But they kept putting Drake Bell in the arms of the diddler, the Pickle Boy diddler guy. So it was unfortunate because he even said like something would happen, and I would always end up right back at his place.
He would stay the weekends there and stuff.
Yeah.
And his mom, you know, I don't know his mom, but you know, he made it seem like his mom was like, yeah, go ahead, you know, he'll teach you or he'll coach you or, you know, whatever he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a dialogue coach, supposed to help them with like
it's like
the
dialogue,
natural and stuff. Yeah, but what? And then they would use the excuse of like LA traffic, so it's easier to stay the night, and you know.
That's so sick. It's so sick, and it just breaks my heart because he was quiet for so long. He went with it. He just let it fly because, oh, my mom wants me to do this, or I have to do this, or, you know, I'm this big star. And when he described being at his girlfriend's house too much and the girlfriend's mom was the one like, hey, is everything okay?
Yeah.
That broke me.
Yeah. Well,
because
at least somebody was paying attention and realized that there was a problem to help him get out of that situation.
Right. And as soon as, because he was a very good looking, he was a cute kid, and if you were like a teeny bopper when he was a teeny bopper, you're like, he's the best. He's so cute, he's hot, whatever.
Is he like
And
my
he's a good looking
generation's
man.
Justin Timberlake?
Right, but to me, like, I think he's like the kid, after us, like their generations. He kind of looks like Tom Holland in my view, a little bit.
Okay.
So he was like the hot, singer, the musician, the actor, whatever, and just to know what he went through and how that guy got away with it, and then went to work for Disney afterwards.
Yeah, the fact that was able to happen like that really blows my mind.
It's sick. And it makes me second guess, like, holy crap, like I love Disney. I love Disney movies, all that stuff. And it's like, should I still love Disney? I don't know. I'm so conflicted.
Yeah, I mean, only time can tell. We'll see what other stuff comes out, from other people.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you look at people like young stars that are now messed up, so Amanda Bynes, obviously, with
Oh my gosh, her.
Britney Spears.
I mean, Britney Spears, Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah,
Think
so
about that.
There's a lot of that stuff. So there's got to be something going on with some of this stuff. But Courtney, thanks so much for popping in and sharing.
Absolutely.
Your
Thank you
experience with
for letting me pop in.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you watching the stream. I mean, I know Chris, the chat screener here, he, I believe, has seen the documentary too. And if anybody else wants to chime in, please feel free to pop in the screening channel. And Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Chris, so you've seen the documentary too, right?
Yeah, I actually just watched episode 5 today, just because I heard it was more so a refresher episode.
Okay, so it kind of ties everything all together, because I know I've seen the four episodes, and then the fifth one's almost like they're trying to do like it seemed like a tell-all type thing.
Yeah, so they brought back Drake Bell, and they asked him how he reacted to the response to the documentary and how he felt about it. And he reflects saying that there were 2 people that wrote letters defending Brian Peck for what he did.
Yeah, James Marsden was one of them, wasn't it? Didn't he name James Marsden, or did they just name? I think at one point in the documentary they named a bunch of celebrities that like wrote letters in favor of the dude that was diddling kids.
Yeah, and 2 of them actually wrote letters, talking about being in court that day and like, hey, like we're clearly on the wrong side here. What the hell? And the interviewer asked Drake Bell, like, hey, like, how do you feel about him like almost apologizing for back then? And Drake Bell's like, hey, like we worked together all the time. There were plenty of times he could have said something and he never did. Mm-hmm. So like, obviously I don't feel good about it, but I appreciate him coming out now and saying it. And people deal with trauma in their own ways, and people deal with these difficult situations in their own ways. So I can't really judge anybody else. But that was just only the first part of the episode, and then they brought back 2 of the only black actors on all that, and they really tried to spin that aspect and saying maybe Dan Schneider was a racist.
Well, yeah, and I know they were definitely trying to paint the picture that there was some prejudices and stuff going on behind the scenes, and it definitely seemed like there's, at least from what the documentary presented, there was a lot of favoritism towards different actors and actresses and the way they did things. And I mean, I'll be honest, I've seen some of the, not like the diddling and the sexual stuff, but I've seen some of the same stuff go down in radio, Like, I think that's just how some things are ran. I mean, I'm not saying people are diddling kids and shit in radio. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, you see, somebody's there working a job. Next thing you know, somebody that's a little bit better or a little bit cheaper is now, doing that same job. And somebody else is getting, put on the back burner. So you see that type of shit happen quite a bit. And just some of the stuff coming on in the chat, like Tobinator 1 says, childhood ruined. Awesome viewings, very upset. Sick bastard. They're livid that Dan Schneider isn't behind bars. No, I don't know what exactly. I think they started to allude towards the end of the documentary that Dan Schneider was like having sex with one of the females on the show, but at the time she was legal, so it's, I'm more so curious, like, so some of you who feel like your childhood's ruined, is it just because you watch these shows and you feel horrible, that these child actors went through that? Or, like, do you just feel like your whole childhood watching Nickelodeon is tainted because there's all this sick shit going on behind? Or is it all the above?
They actually touched on that too, as well, saying like, hey, like, oh, I have had fans come up to me and talk about how their childhood's been ruined and tainted because they used to love it growing up, and knowing what they know now, they can't watch it the same way. And they were pretty much saying, like, despite everything bad that happened, there were a lot of good moments too, and a lot of the cast is like family. So, like, even though all this terrible stuff happened, this documentary coming out, even though, you know, it's sad, it brought them all together again.
I gotcha. Yeah, very interesting, very sad. And yeah, Courtney in the chat brought up Noseboy. So Noseboy was a character that they had one of the kids play, and they'd put like these noses on his shoulders and different parts of him, but the noses looked like a set of nuts and wiener. Like it's just crazy shit that got put on TV and had kids. Like it's just messed up. So like for me, I enjoyed the documentary, but not like I enjoyed the documentary because interesting to hear this shit. I feel horrible for all the people that are involved, anybody that had anything bad happen to them. But one thing that I would say the documentary did that was good for me was it made me realize I'm glad I didn't go down that road. Not that I was ever had the opportunity to be on like a kid's sketch comedy show, but growing up, I hated all that because I felt like I was funnier than all those kids. I felt like me and my friends were funnier than these kids on all that. But, you know, these kids are doing the show. They should come here and film me and my friends doing a show. So it's just it's crazy to see some of that stuff and then know, like that's what was going on behind the scenes. I'm going to go through the chat real quick and see if there's anything else.
And of course.
Okay, so some of you are feeling guilt for what you didn't know. Now we know why Britney's dancing with knives. Mickey Mouse Club is next. Maybe, yeah, maybe there'll be a big tell-all about the Mickey Mouse Club and stuff. It's strange too that Awesome Viewing says, I think I'm tainted. Taint is also a word that they used as a name that Amanda Bynes played a character, Ophelia Taint or something like that. And
Penelope.
Oh, Penelope Taint, yeah. So everybody knows what a taint is, but they told the network executives like, no, it's taint like tainted, not the spot between your balls and your butthole, So it's just it's just crazy the shit that they got away with. And I get some of that humor. The stuff that they did, I'm not saying anything that they did is funny, but I get the type of humor where you do stuff to try to see if you can get away with doing it. Trust me, like that. It's stuff people do in radio all the time. You're pushing, the boundaries, you're pushing the gray areas. So, but I think that's it. That's all we got in terms of the Quiet on the Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV documentary about Nickelodeon. If you want to check it out, it is available on Max. You might be able to find it on demand on the ID network. I think it's worth watching. But again, if you're going to be super affected by some of the stuff happening to some of the child stars you watched growing up or some of the shows you watched on Nickelodeon, it might not be for you. But I definitely think it's interesting to see, and it'll also make you form your own conspiracies about shit that might have happened on the Nickelodeon set, like the foot. There's stuff that Dan Schneider's got a foot fetish, and for a long time there's always like a Nickelodeon kid's foot. For me, like the feet, the boogers, all that stuff, like it was just weird, gross stuff. But now when you go back and watch some of it, it looks like they're mimicking like finale shots and like money shots from porn, but on these kids. So hopefully everybody who's been hurt gets some help and they feel better, and hopefully your childhood isn't ruined too bad. But yeah, if you want to see the documentary, I definitely think it's worth watching. So, and it really will make you look at some of the shows you watch on Nickelodeon in a much different vein. So we're gonna lighten things up quite a bit. I should have thought that through a little bit more. I didn't realize we're gonna try to have a discussion about diddling kids. Chris IRL, thank you so much for being the chat screener for me today. Let everybody know where they can find you online and a little bit about your streams.
Hey, if you want to find me at twitch.tv/ChrisIRL617 or also TikTok.com/ChrisIRL. I stream a lot of Fortnite, and I'm actually thinking about getting into Overwatch with a few of the Mandong Mafia.
There you go. Yeah, we got some Overwatch players. I think Raceland, I think Perplexed. I think they're I think for sure they play.
Yeah, I've been catching them in the stream. But hey, if you play Fortnite, I've been seeing their streams. They're actually pretty good. They got some good teamwork. They've been kicking ass in all the games.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, cool, man. I appreciate your help tonight. And you guys make sure you go follow Chris and check him out. If you looking for some partners in Overwatch, hit him up. He's very good at Fortnite. He's very good at Fortnite.
I played 5 games tonight. Got 5 wins.
Oh, he's 5 for 5.
Oh yeah.
Nice work. Well,
thanks, James. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you. All right. So now the final segment of the second episode here of Who the F is JC TV. We are going to do a little bit of artificial intelligence appreciation. So now, not everybody should be terrified for their life that our future overlords are going to be robots that are coming to get us. There is some good things that artificial intelligence is putting out in the world. Now, the first story we're going to cover is none of the above. It's the terrifying, but also kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. So for less than 10 grand right now, you can own an AI flame-throwing robot dog. I'm not joking. This is an article on CNN. Here's the news story. Listen to this.
This flame-throwing robot dog is now available in most states in the US for a little under $10,000. The flamethrower can shoot fire up to 30 feet and can be used for wildfire control and prevention, agricultural management, melting ice and snow, or entertainment, according to its company Throwflame.
Now, you notice it doesn't say home defense, attacking your neighbors, taking over a small foreign land. It gives all these practical things that nobody's going to use a flame-throwing dog robot for. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to use it to melt snow. Yeah. Just like I always use my flamethrower to melt the snow and ice in my driveway.
Flamethrowers have been considered to be a weapon of war.
Oh, a weapon of war. And for just 10 grand, you can own your own AI-powered weapon of war dog.
And as such, have ignited safety concerns. CNN has reached out to Throwflame for comment. In the US, flamethrowers are not restricted by federal firearms law.
Now that, maybe they should look into that. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool if you just, and I know some of you gun nuts love your freedoms with your guns, and I'm fine with that. I don't care if you have guns. I don't care what you do with your gun. Just don't point them at me. I don't shoot up schools. And I'm fine with that. But they're like, we have a flamethrowing robot dog. Yeah. We got no laws on the books about these.
But they are banned in Maryland and require a permit for use in California.
Well, there we go. Maryland has banned them. California, you get a permit. But everybody else is like, you don't give a fuck. Get your flamethrower out.
Sure.
So that is why
You have an affordable toilet.
So to me, the fact that it's so cheap is what really makes it crazy. And I just spoiled everything else that's coming up next. But yeah, to know that you can own one of those dogs that they use to like negotiate, like people with like terrorists and like to go into barricaded situations. Like holy fuck! And for less than 10 grand, you can own one for yourself. But that would be kind of sweet. Like to have that fucking thing patrol my yard. Do you know how many people would not fucking cut through my driveway if I had one of those patrolling the fucking drive? I guarantee my trespassing rate would be reduced by 10,000% if I had one of those fucking AI dogs. So that's pretty cool. It's crazy. It's cool. It's also terrifying that you can purchase one of those for such a little bit amount of money. But it would be awesome to use to keep the fuckers off my driveway. Now, another thing that AI is being used for that's very, very great is making people, putting people in things that they normally wouldn't be. Now, there was a whole big thing, Taylor Swift porn, like fake porn. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm not talking about shit like that. I'm talking about shit like this. I'm talking about fucking Danny fucking DeVito as the Wolverine, the Danny DeVito Wolverine we all want, that y'all want to see in the movies. There we go. AI coming in clutch. Look at Danny DeVito as Wolverine. That's right there is my Wolverine. Bam. That's the Wolverine that I want. So thank you, AI, for creating this beautiful image. And also, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll probably notice I post a lot of weird foods. Those are all AI made foods. I don't really know that there's, frog flavored, Fruit Loops or anything like that. That's just weird shit that I find that I share and I post. So, Perplexed Eddie says Danny DeVito's Wolverine, his speedball claw attack would be amazing. It would be amazing. Frank Reynolds is your Wolverine? Yeah. Could Danny DeVito get angry enough? He is a trained thespian. He can get as angry as he needs to be. Okay? You've seen him play the Penguin in Batman Returns. He can be a bad guy when he needs to be. But yeah, there we go. This is the Wolverine we want. This is the Wolverine we deserve. But thank goodness AI can make it a reality. Now, cool pictures of Danny DeVito aren't the only things the AI is coming in handy for. It's also coming in handy with making some music. And if you have not heard this is going to be a classic song. I don't think it'll ever get played on the radio, but this is going to be a song your grandkids' kids are going to be talking about that has been created all by AI. It's called I Glued My Balls to My Butthole. Again. Which makes you wonder why they glued it together in the first place, the first time. But if you haven't heard this, this had me laughing my ass off. This is so well done. It sounds like old, like 1950s type music. And I don't know how they write the lyrics. The lyrics kind of make sense, and it kind of rhymes. It's actually pretty good. This might be the best use I've seen for AI. Here you go.
I got my balls to my butthole, yeah. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Oh God, I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. My lady doesn't want a life of watching her man use a butter knife. Face down, ass up, try and saw off the sack. Oh baby, fucking please just take me back. I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on glue. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Glued my balls.
My wife just said in the chat she's concerned about the songs my son's going to be singing after being home alone with me all day long. Well, Mama, I glued my balls to my butthole again. Oh my God. Yeah, so I dropped the link if you guys want to check out that video. It's there in the chat. But that's it. That's the end of this episode of Who the F is JC TV. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun. Hopefully it helped you kill some time. We did a little over an hour, so that's pretty good. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Little artificial intelligence appreciation. If you have any other kind of crazy AI stuff that you would like to share or show me, maybe this could become a regular segment. Our artificial intelligence appreciation, any kind of funny pictures or videos or songs, stuff like this that you find, please send it to me, shoot it to me in a DM or on the Discord. Drop it in the Discord. Discord.me/whothefisJC. So we're going to pop into some famous last words. I want to say thanks to everybody who joined us. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you did, share this with a friend. This is going to be posted on YouTube. So share this with a friend who you think will enjoy it. It'll really help me out in terms of everything, in terms of content creation and all that good stuff. But hope you enjoyed it. Remember, the next Who the F is JC TV will be the final Friday of May. I don't know the date because I didn't look it up. I was in such a hurry to get this all together, but we pulled it together. And thank you to everybody in the Man-Thong Mafia who was working to try to help assemble a computer. I think Raceland's reached out to a few of you guys. So if you're helping Raceland, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Got to get my computers up and running at the appropriate rate, so that way I can keep streaming and keep making that content for you. But that's it. Episode 2 is in the books, and I'm trying to think if I have anything cool I can play. Not really. It's all my songs, all my drops are for playing Fortnite or playing Realm Royale. But we'll go Wowabunga, baby.
Wowabunga!